I mean, that was, I was on Hayes last night, and following the heels of not just the election of Chris Christie, but a report that came out, I guess it was a week ago now, about, and there's more and more coming out now. I wasn't really tapped into it, on just how bad of a job Chris Christie has been doing with Sandy relief. And I would argue not even a bad job, a malfeasant job. Barbara Buono complained that essentially a lot of Democratic Party bosses were bought off. Simultaneously, there's a lot of money unaccounted for in Sandy relief. And aside from the issue of Christie spending millions to decouple his election from Cory Booker's special election, unnecessarily so, basically because he wanted to win by 20% as opposed to like 7%. He also rebuilt Seaside, while there's a lot of people who are still out of their homes from Sandy in New Jersey who don't have access to any money or relief. And then that speech he gave, which was, I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. I said cable hosts last night, but what I really meant was, 25% of that speech, that maybe 50% of that speech that Chris Christie gave was literally directed at Joe Scarborough. The other 50% was probably just columnists like Joe Scarborough, to create a narrative of this guy being mostly a technocrat, but a guy who'll stand up for his beliefs and fight, but will listen to people. But then he talks about this Sandy spirit. He borrows it from a pastor, apparently, who spoke about the Sandy spirit. Now, the Sandy spirit that the pastor talked about was what happens when people are struck with a natural disaster and they come together to help their neighbors. Somehow Chris Christie managed to put himself in the middle of the Sandy spirit, as if he created the Sandy spirit, as if the Sandy spirit of people coming together to help is going to drive his administration. But that's not what he should be doing. The reason why they get all that federal funding is because the Sandy spirit is not enough. Because government needs to step in and help and supplement that Sandy spirit to rebuild. And his one role in that entire mix was to deliver that aid to the people who need it. And he failed, continues to fail, and that's probably the best way of representing what he did. So that speech was just a masterpiece of cravenness, where he somehow absorbed that Sandy spirit in him and said it emanates from me. When no, his role is not to take credit or to put himself in that mix of people who don't have federal resources helping other people who don't have federal resources, or city, or just individual on an individual. No, his role is specifically not that, because he's the governor. And he has access to resources that those people on the ground do not have. It was really disgusting. I found it really disgusting. And, good on Chris Hayes for breaking that down and not swallowing it whole cloth like we've seen throughout the media. And yes, hosting a victim on there to see what she would say about that. By the way, saw you on Chris. Thanks for getting to the point about how the Dems abandoned New Jersey. Buono, they're out in force saying no big deal, but Dems live to regret it if Crispy, the new great right hope, makes it past the primary. I do think that if he can get past that primary, that he will be formidable. But only because, even my dad left a message like, hey, you did a good job last night. But I don't know. I think Christie's a good guy. I think if you are a white male, honestly, this is his appeal. If you're a white male, about my age or older, probably also my age, my generation, sort of like that PJ O'Rourke in college, his sassiness, the straight talking. This guy just tells it how it is. That still has appeal to that generation.
I saw that guy with a friggin' ice cream sundae berating a homeless guy on the boardwalk. It was pretty cool.
I like to see a non-pretty white guy get out there and be able to say what he wants when he wants. That's what I miss in this country.
First of all, I'd love to be able to talk to my wife like that. Secondly, I don't know about the fun. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
That distills his support. There's no support for any. I mean, I think minimum wage passed by about the same margin that he won by. And that is all it comes down to, including I've had that same conversation where people are like, yeah, you're probably right. He's terrible on X, Y, or Z issue. But seems
that's
like a good
why
guy.
he was positioning himself. The thing they said about Bush was, Bush, George W. Bush, he was a lot of like, you may agree with me, but this is what I believe. Yep. And he hit that note in there too.
He also steals from Obama. He
yes.
hits Obama's notes. I
could break it down. I could break that speech down in the 4 messages that he was trying to get. I'm a technocrat. I do my job. No messing around. I draw the line when it's my job in politics. He hit the sort of the undertones of fundies. There was a lot of language in there.
When's the last time someone from New Jersey quoted a pastor in their speech?
It's not just that. It's like just when he uses buzzwords, faith, mission. He was starting to sort of lay the groundwork that I can at least speak your language. I mean, this is what they teach you in like communications courses. You want to get inside the circle. The way you get inside the circle is to use the same language. Literally just words that don't necessarily have to have any meaning. So he hit the, I'm a technocrat, I do my job, I'm not political. Get away from the infighting, the bickering. He hit that fundy thing. He put himself in the middle of the spirit of Sandy. He's got soaring rhetoric. And he did that unification thing, which is also part of that spirit of Sandy. He's hitting all those measures and saying, and then that last one is, you may not agree with me, but you know where I stand. Strong and wrong is better than weak and right.
You know who said that, though?
Bill Clinton.
Right.
Yeah.